Hey there everyone, how is it going? It's Ultra Pittus here, having a few technical difficulties back there, but don't worry, we're all good now. Hopefully we've got some people in the chat. I don't know what happened. The first stream I ran just completely dropped out, but it looks like we are up and running now. Let me just make sure that I do not have any sound effects on here. I don't, that's good news, because they're probably going to deafen you if I have. Right, so let's just make sure everyone's in here. We are live streaming. We've got one viewer at the moment. Hopefully that will pick up shortly as people start to migrate in. Twilight is probably on the other line watching. So tonight on Such Heroic Nonsense, I thought we'd start by having a debate on the ethics of using AI to produce artwork for one's YouTube live streams. But you've seen the effort that I tried to put together, which doesn't really match up that which my other system can do for me. But I do take the critique, and I will try to do better in the future. So sorry about that. Right, tonight, the question is, do we invest in ranking up Dustup and or Vortex as a result of their 5-star workups that are coming forward? My advice up front is that Dustup is probably not going to be a staple for your top level war team, maybe. But her and Vortex, hey Big OP8 mate, how are you? Yellow Cube, how are you? Blast55, hello. Ashbourne probably as well, somewhere in there. My advice is she's cheap, her targeting's pretty good, and every time I've used her on playtest at 5-star, maxed out, general, all the bells and whistles, which I'm not going to show you tonight. I'm just going to show you the 4-star version, because I don't want to get punched in the face by Callum and the team. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised by what she is capable of, and by virtue of that, what Vortex is capable of, when it comes to really smashing into things for cheap, in war or in event. And she's going to be really fun to use in events and level up. So, without further ado, let's go and attack somebody. And given that CF decided to attack me on his stream the other day, I think I'm going to have a quick run at him using Dustup. So let's just bring up his base on the playtest. Oh, there's going to be lots of Decepticon shenanigans in CF's base. So CF, the master of architectural walling here. It's going to be interesting, but we're just going to blunder into this. So this was the war team that I was playing with before, but for this one, we are just going to use the Dustup that I have currently got. She's sat, so this is my 4-star Dustup on my account, transpose over to my playtest account. So she is a general, she is carrying Nightstick, 4-star, level 11. She's only got a level 1 core, so we're going to build that up after we've had a run, and she's currently at level 6 on the cluster strike, having a run at CF's maxed out Decepticon base. So let's do that, and then for the rest of them we are going to load it up with my normal war team to see how she fares. So we're going to put Rook in there, Ratchet, Blue Streak, we are going to put Wheeljack in there. Feel free to shout up in the chat if you want to see anything in particular. That is all good. Right, and Smokescreen. We are going to take, let's take Alchemist, just for fun. And as a combiner, we won't take 5-star Optimus Maximus. Yeah, I'm definitely going to level her up. Don't worry. I thought we'd have a run though, because I'm guessing most people out there in the community have not bothered to level her up, or, you know, unless you're just in a really good place with getting all of your bots into a good state. Most people are probably sat on her thinking like, do I waste resources on her or do I invest resources in her? I'm saying invest some resources, probably. Definitely rank her up to about captain, maybe, and possibly major if you can afford it. But obviously don't throw everything into her 4-star if you're going to pursue her 5-star, because her 5-star is actually quite good. So we will take Computron, just to like Computron the best. Right, let's have a quick run at this, and then we're going to level her up and run again, and I'll show you what she's capable of when you've invested some resource in her. Right, let's go. So normally for a base like this, I would park Grimlock here, I would put Taz here, and I would, but CF's put his flare mines all over the place because it's CF. So we're just going to bang everyone down just for fun. And we're going to start hammering into this with Rust Dust. I've not even recce'd what cores he's got. As you can see, she's quite cheap to use. She's got very little cooldown time, and she fires out 16 grenades, which is lore specific. She is a grenadier in the Rust Renegades, or indeed the Torch Bearers of the IDW continuity of which she comes from. Let's see what she does against that combiner. So she's just fired all of her grenades at God Neptune there, and he's just taken a whole bunch of hits. Squad's dying. I'm not playing this tactically at all, purely doing it to see, you know, what her survivability is like at relatively low level. So I know the whole squad's sort of throwing metal death at God Neptune there, but she's held back. Let's see what she does against that Micronus core, and you can see, you know, she's not too bad on the old ability points. It's 3+0. Smokescreen killed that with Tyrannotron, but never mind. The targeting, I feel, is slightly better than it used to be. So you've kind of got that set of flying geese going in a big V. Boom, 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 boom. So it all looks very nice from an animation point of view. Let's just charge Grimlock in here to give him a little bit of energy. And then let's see what she's going to do with a few ability points left against all of this. So CF is going to be laughing his ass off, but right, she's down. But as you can see, with no strategy whatsoever, me just blundering into CF of all people's bases, who is like, you know, when it comes to thinking about defensive posture, CF is right up there. She's survived 3/4 of the way up the base where other bots haven't. And her ability is actually reasonably impactful. Now, let's better pair her with a bot who can increase damage like Inferno. We'll do that right now. But first, let's level her up. So, she is here at 4-star. I've gone past her. Here we go. Right, so we're going to level up her abilities. This is my playtest account. I'm not made of money. Right, so she's now got maximum sort of level stuff from a special ability point of view. Now let's just level her core up a bit with all of these goodies. That's really annoying how it does that. Okay, we will just put a bit less in there. So we'll level her up to 15 million. Boom. And we'll pair her up with Inferno, who I've never really used before, so I'm going to be learning that on the job. So that's level 19 core, which is near as damn it. Let's just put it over the edge, shall we? Just for science. Boom, 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 boom. Max. Boom. Right, she is now the maximum she can possibly be. She's a general. She's got a level 11 special ability, and her G1 core is maxed. She's carrying a 4-star maxed nightstick. So she's going to fire 16 rockets, each dealing 212 normal damage over a large area. Each destroyed target explodes, dealing 30% of your DPS to adjacent targets. So that could mean a lot of things, but let's see. So we are going to go back to CF space. We're going to battle, and as per the request, we'll put Inferno in, noting that his level is going to be really, really low because I've not built him up at all myself, because I don't use him at 5-star. Where are we? There he is. Boom. Don't even think he's got power core on him. So we're just gonna slap a core on him just for now, and level up his abilities a little bit so he doesn't die immediately. But he is like level 1. So not the best demo, but let's just get this into a good state for now. Boom, boom, boom. So he's a level 1. He's going to die the second he hits the battlefield. So, not going to put Inferno in right now, because that's just not going to be a useful test. But, I'll do that for next time. How about that? Instead, I will put Red Alert in, just for fun. Right, we've got Computron, and she is now level 4 General. Let's give that a go. So, let's see what she does on her own, just with a medic. So now she is maxed out. Now she's not going to be dealing massive hits, but she's super cheap. And she sets lots of things on fire. So let's just put all of that down. Nightstick is holding her back and giving her lots of energy. So her survivability, even at 4-star, with all of this sort of coming at her, is not too bad. She has just died, however. So, let's just try it now on a normal base, on like a normal human base, not a CF Tactics base. So, we're just going to run like this. Question is, Red Alert's ability increase the damage to? Possibly. Let's have a look. So Wheelie would definitely increase her DPS on the use of his special ability. So Speedrun will give a 50% damage reduction shield, disable immunity, and an invulnerability shield. Then Rush into Combat dealing 2,840. Friction Rifle every 5 seconds, giving the glass gas. So in a small area, he's going to glass gas things up. So yeah, tangentially, Red Alert will help. But let's see if we can solo this base with a 4-star maxed out Dustup and an arc. Possibly not, but let's see. So this is just her 4-star general maxed out. Yeah, mate, I haven't added your stream, Twilight, because I don't really know how to. But maybe we need to rehearse that one more, mate, for next week. Given that we only decided to do this about an hour or two ago. So we'll just have to coordinate Deadbot Squad through chat. Sorry. So, Dustup, though, she just got hit by the MDS. So I'm just going to drop Wheeljack, although I think she's dead. Yeah, she's dead. Okay. So that was just effect of a missile launcher square in the face. Not ideal. But let's have another run, see what happens. She is reasonably low level from a research point of view, my 4-star Dustup. So that is another factor, actually, that we need to consider. So she's at level 40 at the moment. So let's bang her in for research and then buy her out. And we'll see just how much stronger she is after we've got her to max level in research. How about that? So research upgrade to level 41, yes. And we are then going to give her some XP. To Dustup. Skip her out of that. And then we're going to give her the XP. And then we're going to use the rest of this on her too. So she's now level 50. Let's get her into research. And then let's buy her out immediately. So she is now level 60. So let's see how that's changed things up for us slightly. Because at level 40 she wasn't doing a bad job. But now her ability at level 50 is dealing 372 normal damage. So that's over 50% more for that level. So let's have a go at that. Boom. Into zone 16. Away we go. So, right, we've got some nice stuff at the front. We've got Bino right up front, so we are just going to drop her over here near the arc. Nothing to pop, but there is a flare mine, of course. So she's just going to tune that up with Nightstick a wee bit. And then we're going to start special ability. I'm going to drop Wheeljack there just for fun. So straight away you can see the special ability with just 2 levels is doing a lot more damage than previously. Is she going to be a base clearer? Possibly, when we get her up to the next level. But at the moment, she's not doing a terrible job of clearing all of this. Let's see what her damage is like up here. Noting that we've got no fire cores, so she is probably going to die quite soon because I've not hit that missile launcher, which is smashing her in the face, and she's dead. Okay, right, let's level her up and see what she does at level 60. Or shall we just take her straight to level 70? Right, so we are going to buy some XP. Right, let's get some of this. And we are just going to level her up a wee bit. So she is on 51. So let's level that. Ugh, tiresome. Tiresome, tiresome, tiresome. Now I'm going to have to use a bunch of that. And then we're just going to get some more resource. Exciting viewing for you guys, sorry. Here we go. Let's keep going, let's keep going, let's keep going. Cool. Right, let's level her up a bit. Hopefully that might just be enough to take her over, but probably not. So close, so close. Come on, Dustup. Sheesh. We are going to need a bit more. Talk amongst yourselves. Right, and let's see what she does when we've leveled her up just past the next few levels. Right, that'll do for now. So she's now at level 56. Let's put her in the squad and see what she does. Boom. So here we go. Right, this is ideal. So let's drop her right back so she can use that special ability. Let's put Wheeljack with her to keep her alive. And let's see how she manages these spider mines. Wheeljack is so suicidal. He just charges forward. So we're at about a level 56. Wheeljack just going crazy. And imminently dead, having triggered that outpost. Cheers. Cheers, dickhead. Alright, let's drop Alchemist, just for fun. But as you can see, she's cleared that front portion quite well. Now advancing forward. Hey, we the ones, how you doing, buddy? Don't worry, I'm just cocking about upgrading 4-star Dustup. Because I don't want to show the 5-star. The official content creators haven't shown those yet, and I don't want to steal their thunder. So, just showing you what's possible. Solo. This is a 4-star Dustup. Max rank. Max special ability. Level 56. And at the moment, she's cleared out the entire front with a bit of help from Alchemist and Wheeljack, who died instantly and added nothing. And at the moment, she is just spending 3 ability points at a time trying to kill the HQ, which she's not going to do, but not a bad little try. Not a bad little try. So let's just get out of there. And let's just get her up to level 60. And take it from there. Because in my mind, what I've seen with her 5-star version on playtest, I was broadly soloing prime zone bases with her and potentially a prime, and that's about it. So could she be in the war team? Yeah, potentially she could be relevant because she's super cheap and she holds herself back. She's not as squishy as some of the gunners, so she doesn't seem to die immediately. And if she had lots of cover from pain takers like Grimlock, Pipes, Inferno has been in the chat from Blast55. Sadly, who I don't use, I will level him up for next week, mates. What you don't want to do is watch me just leveling bots for the whole stream. But if you've got a bot like that, or Wheelie, she could pair with for a DPS increase on the use of their special ability, then potentially her ability could become quite devastating. And it's got a decent range and decent targeting on it now, so it's not entirely spamming as it was previously. So let's just ratchet her up a wee bit. So I've done entirely the wrong thing there. So we're going to do use, and then we're just going to increase her points a little bit. Then we'll get her into research. I'll take her up to 60. I'm not going to do it to 70 because that will be the worst telly anyone's ever seen in their life, just watching me put XP onto a bot. That would be boring. Lesson learned, I should have done this before now. Sorry. I'll do better. As well as, you know, drawing my own pictures, AI guy. Almost there. Almost there. And then we're going to go into Deadbot Squad. Because we're about half an hour in. Twilight is going to run a bit of a Deadbot Squad of their own as well. So we'll see how that goes. Because I've not been able to get their stream up at the side of mine. Because I'm not clearly as technologically astute as they are. Although this is only my 3rd week of live streaming. So, to be fair, I'm not doing terribly. And of course, if there's anything anybody wants to see, so we're going to do live war run. So PR1ME Nemesis, my alliance, is currently in a war against the Rockbots. And I'm just going to do a full run on my actual account against them, so you can see what's up there. Now, are we even nearly there? No. Shit. Alright, right, we'll have one more run using Rustust, and we'll take her into Prime Zone, and we'll see what you think. And I will change her combat to Tyrannotron at 5-star. So you can see a massive DPS increase on a massive range increase and a combat that will hold her back from the danger. So she's now carrying 5-star maxed out Tyrannotron. She's a level 58 general with a maxed out special ability. So she is not bad at all at the moment for a 4-star. Let's skip that. We've got Computron for a bit longer. Right, Prime Zone. Let's see what it's got for us. Here we go. Okay. Ideal. So, I'm going to drop Grimlock then her. Let's see what she's got. So Grimlock's going to absorb some pain. He's got J's on him, so he's going to do a little bit of damage. She's now got Tyrannotron on her, and look at the difference. Watch. Bang, Tyrannotron on Dustup. I mean, the answer is Tyrannotron a lot at the moment. Her range is decent, so let's check out the targeting on her. So Tyrannotron is holding her right back and keeping her out of danger, but let's say I really want to hit that. Is it hitting it? 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So quite a lot of damage done onto that, and we are clearing out this. Now, what damage is she going to do here against Octopunch? So let's just brass up Octopunch slightly. So he's just had a face full of Tyrannotron and is dead, and a face full of J's. So let's see if we can just trip that outpost and see what her ability will do against bots. Here we go. So here's it, Black Arachnia. Let's see what it does to her. So she's about to take the full force of the ability. Quite a lot of damage. Killed me entirely in the process, but quite a lot of damage done on Black Arachnia. So, is it worth leveling up Dustup? I think it's worth ranking her to captain at the moment on your 4 stars, because that's going to then give you the latitude and the flexibility when it comes out at 5-star to make a considered judgment on whether or not you then want to take her further. For my mind, at 5-star, at the moment, the damage that she is dealing is pretty good. You know, you're looking at, this is maxed out, 16 rockets, 691 normal damage. So that's 16 times 691, which can potentially be focused in on one bot or on a tight grouping of other bits and bobs. So with the 5-star, who's absolutely sure to have more damage, more health, more DPS? Don't you think the 4-star is decent as is, and the 5-star better Dustup will become a 3+1 or more? I don't know what the cost is going to be at the moment. That is with the Yodo development team at the moment. I would imagine it will remain quite low because she is quite a low damage dealing bot. But she's not going to be one of your high performance special ability damage dealers in the same way that like SG Jetfire or Rust Dust or Taz is going to be. However, she is going to be a kind of peripheral resource building clearer. She is going to be an aggregational damage creator. So she is going to be able to create relatively big areas of high damage, which is then going to create, in accordance with her ability, 30% of her DPS to adjacent targets. So if you look at mine at 5-star here, she's sitting on nearly 1500 DPS with a level 11 fire drive on her. And a fire drive is going to give a what? Plus 41 DPS, same as a Tyrannotron, same as a Nightstick. So 31% of 1500 DPS, or let's say 1400 DPS. So just from the special ability use, you're going to get nearly 700 special ability use 16 times in an area, but you're also then going to get a radiating effect of that outwards up to 450, 500 additional. So the burnout ability of that, and its fire coded ability, you know, if you paired her up with someone like Skids, who's got the acid ability, or if you paired her up with Wheelie, who generates an area of higher DPS, or if you put her with Tyrannotron, which both creates a glass gas effect, but you could also put a primer core on her, So her passive weapon system also generates a glass gas effect. You've suddenly got a big damage dealer who will sit back with your smoke screen and with your other gunner and potentially really cause a hazard for you blokes. Big OP. Yeah, you were just talking about skids, weren't you? Yeah. Great minds, eh? Great minds think alike. So, do I think you should invest in Dustup? Yeah, partially. I think she's going to be a great bot. I think she's going to be really good fun to use leveling up. I think she's going to level up super fast because she's not quite Rust level satisfaction and scale, but you're going to be able to clear out a mayhem base with her really neatly and in a really satisfying way. And her ability costs practically nothing. So you're not going to be shy of ability points in using her. So I'd be quite excited about this. I know not many people know the Rust Renegades, the Torchbearers. They're an absolutely fascinating mythology. They're an all-female warrior team of like... they're basically like Indiana Jones for the Transformers lore. Hey Zoa, how you doing, mate? Yeah, they're basically like a team of Indiana Joneses for Transformers lore in the IDW continuity, and they were fan created. Her combiner, Victorion, that you can also access, sadly not one of the best biners, but in the lore, the strongest combiner because she's not mentally unstable like the majority of other combiners, because the Rust Renegades, or indeed the Torchbearers, were such an elite group of military snipers and sort of specialists that they were able to combine using the enigma of combination far more effectively. So it's a fascinating bit of lore to get down. Vortex, of course, Bruticus, G1, love him. Military vehicles, close to my heart, obviously. Built by Starscream, hated him immediately. Good judge of character. Yeah, mate, they're like the Amazonians. It's like the Wonder Woman group. So Dustup is the second in command to PR1ME, who's the kind of Inferno-like character. And if you can get your hands on the Combiner Wars toys, which I bought for my little girl at Christmas, they are awesome. Really, really cool. Right, so enough of that business. Hopefully that has been an interesting insight into Dustup. We are now going to go into Deadbot Squad. So for the past 3 weeks, I have been successful in keeping the dead bots alive. Not entirely sure how I've managed to do it, but I have. All the way up to prime zone on every time I've been doing it. So let's give it a go, shall we? Let's see what we can do. I have been building them up slightly. So our dead bot squad is, hopefully, I'll build it up again. So, dead bots from the 1986 movie. Ratchet immediately die when Megatron, or rather Starscream, uses Megatron to blow him away. We have got Ultra Magnus, who dies and then comes back to life miraculously. We've got Optimus Prime, obviously, traumatizing to everybody. We have got Rodimus, who kind of dies when he's hot rod and then is reborn as Rodimus Prime, who I'm allowing you to bring in as a ringer. Wheeljack, who dies off screen. You only get to see him die in the cinematic version. I hope everyone got that shattered glass skin. That's rather cool, isn't it? Who else? Brawn dies spectacularly within the first few minutes of that whole shooting match. And who else? Prowl is also dead. So I'm going to have to use a different version of Prowl on this occasion. Not that Prowl ever really survives terribly long anyway. So we've got Ratchet, Ultra Magnus, Optimus Prime, Rodimus Prime, Wheeljack, Brawn, Prowl, and if I am not mistaken, we are also looking at Ironhide, who hopefully I haven't sent off on a mission. I have, but we'll buy him out. Oh, how nice. Right, Ironhide's there. And then we're using Primer Prime. And then for the Combiner, because the Dinobots try and kick the ass of Devastator on the 86 movie, I'm letting you use Volcanicus as the Biner. Right, let's have at it. Let's do it. We are doing it from the first easy, which is now zone 15. Let's see how they do. Okay. So time spent in reconnaissance, never wasted. We got no prime cores, so to speak. No build bots enabled with anything. So I think this could be a bit of a rush. Let's see how we do. Let's just spam it with Optimus. Who doesn't love a bit of a rush? Flare mine right there. Right. Let's go, Optimus. Let's get them crack-a-lacking. Here we go. We are going to try and turn some stuff off using Brawn's ability. And then we are going to use Rodimus Prime's ability when he stopped trying to die to absolutely radiate some pain for that Predator King. And as you can see, I think we're going to do it. So, Rodimus Prime for the meta. Volcanicus formed with strong beryllium baloney. I agree, 100%. Plenty of beryllium baloney. Yes, that's the one. That is the one. Right, so, once again proving that Rodimus Prime is the king of all bots. And should absolutely be in the meta. I'm getting crazy DPS radiation from Rodimus Prime. So that was Zone 15 with the Deadbot squad. Twilight, how are yours doing? If you can tell me in the chat, mate, do let me know. Because I've not been able to get your stream up. I will do better next week, mate. I'm so sorry. Right, let's skip that. And we are rolling. We are moving and grooving right into Zone 16. Woo! Okay. Oh, we've got some interesting stuff here. So, I think, to begin with, because we're not going to be able to rush up north. We are not going to be able to rush up north. So, to keep them alive, I think we're going to do a bit of Volcanicus action to clear all that shizzle out. And then we're going to rush. And hope to God there aren't, like, horrendous bots up there. Here we go. Right, we're going to use Volcanicus's extinction ability straight away. Because he'll probably get two uses out of that. It is rather rapid. We're then going to use his 5-star empowered Megatronus, which is going to give all the bots a little bit extra. We're going to use Fire and Brimstone just to tune up the rest of those bad things. We've got an MDS on that corner, so let's just leap over there to do this. And we are going to burn all of that stuff good and proper. We'll just leap over here and kill all of that. Leave a few of those things there to just burn up. And then let's have at some of those missile launchers so we've got the best chance of survival going forwards. Volcanicus imminently about to die. And we are just going to tune it up with these guys. Let's use Ultra Magnus to kill that. I'm going to use Brawn's ability to switch off that. Ultra Magnus one-shotting that MDS. Loving that. Oh, we've got these guys popping out just here. That's Dino King, who's just zapped us. We're going to Rodimus Prime these guys. And they are going to be dead in short order. Rodimus Prime just erasing from history Dino King. And we are just going to rush these boys in right here. Boom. And a bit more Rodimus just to finish it off. Dead bots back into prime zone. 3rd week running in the prime zone. How are they doing it? I've even got like a 4-star bum prowl. Let's just see what level my prowl is. Yeah. In just a second. Let's skip this. Prowl. What is your level, Mayo Seahorse? Let's have a look at you. He's not even got a combat on him. He's level 1. He's a 30. My gosh. Here's a captain. But that's it. Wow. Right, let's do it. Let's... But for how long? Let's do this. Let's go right into Prime Zone and find out what was happening. Yeah, I wish we had Wind Charger. Hasbro have just brought out a toy of him, and you know, who knows? Who knows what will come down the track from the old Yodu team? I love the stuff they're doing with the 86 coded bits and bobs. Right, we are gonna we're gonna see if they can do this without Volcanicus. Yeah, are we gonna try this? Let's do it. Right, we are gonna try and be a bit tactical and drop Rodimus towards the end. Once these guys have done their job, maybe, or not. Just going to try and rush them in and kill as much stuff along the way. Let's hit Wheeljack's special ability. Right, where was that other rocket launcher? There we go. Let's just use Ultra Magnus to turn that off. Let's use Brawn to turn that off. Let's speed them up with him. We're going to drop Rodimus there, and we are going to charge them all at that HQ. This is not really a Prime Zone base, but they're almost there. That's looking poor. Abominus has come out, but it's too late. Have they got it? Almost. Let's use the Arc's ability just to try and help Abominus on his way. Do they need Primer Prime? That is the question. Do they need Primer Prime? No, they don't. Lovely. Lovely. So what's that? 4th week in a row, Deadbot squad, made up of this ragtag bunch of 1980s lunatics. And they have once again beat the Prime Zone base. Twilight, if you're there, tell me how you guys are doing at your end. I'd love to know how the starters were going. Yeah, that's just hilarious. That is just hilarious. How that is just the strangest little group of bots, and every week they do the business. Every week. Amazing. Amazing. Oh, awesome. Right, so we are going to do some live war against the Rockbots, G1 Rockbots. I'm going to go through some war tactics. Let's see how I do against these guys. So, time spent in reconnaissance never wasted. We have got some FFDs in the old Buildbots up here. We've got a bit of a force field disruptor and some health there. And we've got a cryo problem up there. Let's run it. We are just going to try and path. We've got a very close on Megatronus core and a Primer core. That's going to be interesting. But let's give it a try. Let's do it live. Let's go back to my war team. And that is all of those guys. We are golden. Grimlock, Taz Kid, Ratchet, Rook, Smokescreen, Blue Streak, Air Raid, Wheeljack. With Megatronus, we're going to run with Volcanicus, who I would not normally run with in a war, but I'd normally take Computron, but we'll see. Until the Rockbots smash it. So we are going to drop Grimlock and Taz. Let's tune this up here. Let's drop the rest of these guys because we are going to need to kill that Megatronus core quite quickly, because that's going to come into range rather soon. Everything is going to start popping off. So we are very close to that Biner Beacon. Not quite in range of that other MDS just yet, but we're just going to do a bit of a Blue Streak Smoky combo, and that has been deleted. Just going to take out that core right there, and in a second I'm going to use the Ark's ability to smash up that cryo core up in the north. We've got things popping around all over the place, so we are just going to put Rook's special ability there to get everything crack-a-lacking. Got no electric cores, so I'm just going to help myself to killing stuff with electricity and giving it a bit of a stun. We've got Overlord popped out there. I'm just sniping the shield generator. That is down at the moment. Taz is eating. I think we're going to do this without a Biner. I'm going to use another one of Taz's abilities on there. Just going to help Overlord on his way. Should Overlord be a combiner? Discuss. I'm not so sure. And we are going to use Air Raid to just target that, and then hopefully that is going to explode just like that, right near the HQ. We'll use Megatronus' special ability, loving that selectable prime. Boom. Marvel fan 4 and 8. Big salute to you, mate. Really enjoyed that. Fun base. But down. Let's take a look at this next one. Okay, so we've got an acid core up in the north. Got some interesting walling going on here. Love a bit of strategic hedging. So we've got some health, we've got a bit of FFD, or rather high frequency suppressor, we've got some anti-electric, we've got a primer core on that MDS. Personally, I don't think that's a good use of the primer core. I think a better use of the primer core is on a beam laser, but we will see. And where is the other MDS? Where is the other MDS? So, tucked away. Oh, it's there. Yeah, it's not got a core on it. So, I think for this, we're going to have a bit of fun with gears, and we're going to take a slightly different squad. So, we're going to take gears, we're going to take blur, we're going to take Chromia. I really like using Chromia for her special ability, which is a great distractor to Biners and bots. He's made of the Gigatank and the Megajet. Yeah. Yeah, he's got two parts to him, hasn't he? I suppose. Yeah, alright. I'll accept it. We'll take Red Alert. We'll take Grimlock. We are going to take Ratchet. Yeah, he's massive, isn't he? And Sadistic. Horrible, horrible character in the kind of new stuff. Let's take Wheelie, just for fun. Who have I got on Wheelie at the moment? Sundor and Primer. Let's do a bit of Wheelie action. Nothing wrong with that. So we've got Gears, who's going to tune all that out. We've got Blur for a bit of fun. We've got Chromia. We've got Red Alert. We've got a lot of hack on that because they've both got Peacemaker. We've got Grimlock, who's carrying Legion Jays. We've got Ratchet. We've got Wheelie. And we are going to take Wheeljack. This is a mental squad. We're going to take primer. Let's see how they do. Let's see how they do. Why not? We're not tracked. Let's innovate a bit. So, I'm going to use gears just to soften this right up. I'm going to put him just there. He's wearing the Amalgamous core and he's carrying Stylor. So while he is in alt mode, he's going to suck a load of health back up. And it's not dependent on the damage he does. It's purely dependent on how long he's in alt mode. So he's just going to defang the front of the base and probably get up to those MDS. Yeah, man, he doesn't just kill the wreckers. And I don't want to give you spoilers. Anybody who is reading IDW comics at the moment. But the series is quite old now. Last Stand of the Wreckers. But Fort Max has got some serious post-traumatic stress as a result of all the things that Overlord did. Oh my gosh. As somebody who has himself suffered a bit of PTSD in the past, it sort of resonates with me. It's one of the reasons I love the Transformers so much. We're going to drop everybody now, just for fun. Is a lot of the mythologies, a lot of the characters really sort of resonate with me for like very human reasons. Right, we're just going to keep tuning up the base with gears and special ability here. Just watch what it does. And we're going to charge Grimlock in a minute and just hack all of this. We've got Lio Kaiser by the look of it, starting to get a bit jiggy. But that's all good. I'm going to rush Grimlock in here so that he absorbs all of that hack, hopefully. Let's see. I'm going to drop Primer down. Oh, should have used her special ability. Right, got a few things going south. Wheelie's already dead. I really wish I could make Wheelie a little bit more survivable. But at the moment he just isn't. He's just not survivable. I think I've just not got his loadout right. Not got his setup right. Alright, we're just going to burn these guys a little bit. Just take a little bit of their health away. Volcanicus just having a bit of fun here with Transmetal Megatron. Just sticking the sword in Transmetal Megatron's head. Anything up here that we need to deal with? Any missile launchers? Yeah, let's just target that missile launcher. And we are rocking. Oh, I'm just going to give a bit of Wheeljack ability there. And in a second, have we got any more outposts to pop? Yeah, we've got one. Going to drop. In fact, we've got two. We're going to drop Chromia's ability in a minute, and we're going to drop Red Alerts because just put a glass gas on that because Chromia's ability is going to distract these bots when they pop, and it's going to do a ton of damage. So when these bots pop now, they're going to go for that core. Did you see that? So they went for that core, not for me. And that is the beauty of Chromia. Now, this is all over if I choose to use Gears' ability on that HQ. But I think they've got this. I'm just going to kill that with the arc. My arc is going to die, but that's not too much of a problem. We're going to just fire Red Alert in here, which will give everybody a bit of a DPS increase, and we are done. If anyone out there who joins or watches us back has any good ideas about Wheelie, send them over to me. I'm going to play test the hell out of Wheelie soon. Right, we're on to base 3. Let's take a look at it, see what we've got. So we've got another quite intricate, stretched out base. We've got some interesting MDS action going on up there. I think we're going to use a similar team but we're going to be a little bit less cavalier about who we take. So we're going to take SG Jetfire, we're going to take Chromia, we're going to take Red Alert again. Just buy him out of jail. We're going to take Grimlock, we're going to take Ratchet, we're not going to take Wheelie. Sorry Wheelie, you are benched. We will take Ironhide, Beast Wars Ironhide, who's carrying Forge and the Megatronus core at the moment, and we are going to skip the rest, and we're going to take on Megatronus. We've got Volcanicus still active a little bit. Let's do it. Right, we're going to tune these guys up slightly with a bit of gears action. I'm going to put him in this top corner, and I'm going to try and path him upwards so that he can start having that Megatronus core in a second. But for the first few salvos, he's going to clear up this front part for me quite neatly. As soon as I get in range, I'm going to start firing stuff off towards that Megatronus. He is probably going to start firing south, but I want him to fire north. Alright, let's go for it.
Alright, we survived that.
Tiny bit closer, tiny bit closer. Just hit a flare mine. But he's okay, he's going to recover. I hope. Boom. Right, now we're going to start hitting north. And hopefully, his Glass Gas Devastation is going to start firing off at all of those MDS. There we go. Boom. Out. So, with that, I'm going to drop everybody else. So we don't want to run out of time with all the gears antics. I'm going to just crash Beast Wars Ironhide into here, just to polish all that off. And I'm going to throw Grimlock up north, because he's got my lead shield. This base does not have a Biner active. We've got a bit of Scourge action going on. Just going to use Gears' ability to start tuning up that northern approach. Let's drop Megatronus because he needs the XP. Everyone's health is looking pretty healthy. And now let's smash Grimlock up here to pop all of those outposts. Grimlock will absorb that pain, but he'll also hack everybody concurrently. Let's throw Beast Wars Ironhide up there and Glass Gas everybody. And then let's start hitting that headquarters. Let's get everybody low and fast with Wheeljack special ability. And this is not going to last much longer. Very satisfying Beast Wars Ironhide. We are just going to tune everybody up with gears. Let's use Megatronus. Let's smash Grimlock up there. We've not even had to use Chromia's ability. Let's just finish this off with SG Jetfire. And just for fun, Beast Wars Ironhide. And this base is down. No Biner. Boom. So, big salute to you there, Master Blaster. Interesting base layout, but susceptible to rushes. Right, the defender for G1 Rockbots. Mikey148, big salute to you. Let's take a look at this. So, we've got Biner close by and charged. Got a suppressor, ray blocker just there. We've got acid and fire. Force field disruptor there, force field disruptor there. None of that is really going to matter too much to us. I think we're just going to use our trad war team for this, with a bit of variation, perhaps. Grimlock, Rook, Ratchet, Taz. Air raid. Blue streak. Wheeljack. And smokescreen. We're going to take Megatronus. I'm just going to wait for Volcanicus to time out, and then we're going to activate Computron.
I'm just a soldier. I'm not worthy.
Right, Computron. Here we go. Activate. Let's do this. This is a defender. He's a defender for a reason. Big salute to you, Mikey148. Let's see what you got. Now, this is not just about pathing. This is more about popping those bits and bobs. Now, Rook has got Shielder on him, so he's already pushed a drone out. That drone isn't close enough to pop anything just yet, but let's put one just there. That should trigger almost everything. Let's see who's in there. Galvatronus, not worried about that. Let's start snipering things. So what I want to be doing now is killing that MDS. And I think the best way to do that is probably just sniping from a bit of distance until I can bring air raid onto there. Noting that I'm not going to have the ability points I would normally have in a base like this, so just cognizant of that. I'm going to snipe like crazy up here, try and get all of that moving. So air raid is now in range, blue streak isn't, but will be imminently. Got mind wipe flying around. That MDS is about to pop. We've got Demolisher, just popped out though. That's a bit of a pain in the arse. Just wait for him to do his business. Got Megatronus just to keep everybody alive. Have we got any electricity cores? No, so I'm just going to zap them a wee bit.
Stand your ground.
Because they've been hacked. And we're losing bots quite rapidly. This is why this guy's the defender. Let's just tune that up a bit. And let's hack these guys. And let's just give my team a fighting chance with what we've got left. Because that hack has not done them any good, as you would imagine. And the Megatronus MDS is still alive. So we need to get that gone soon. Gone. But we're not looking great. Got a little bit of hope. Now we've killed Mind Wipe. And they can probably just about pull it back. Maybe. Just take out that missile launcher. Use the Ark's ability in a second to properly nail it. The Ark is going to beat the Nemesis. So let's just bring that back. I think we've got this. Let's just zap him up with Taz's ability. Feels wrong, but also a little bit right. And let's charge Grimlock in just to finish this off. That's the defender down. Mikey 148, mate. You had me going a little bit there, buddy. So I was a bit complacent, particularly with Mind Wipe's hack, and I didn't rush Grimlock in fast enough to absorb it, and I had people too close by. It was a very clever placement, but ultimately, even though I lost both my medics, team are just about strong enough to kind of blunder through on that. Right, final countdown. Here we go. So, we've got quite a lot of stuff front loaded here. Patsy, G1 Rockbots. So, I think we're going to gears this again and then charge up north. What build bots have we got? We've got fire, electric. We've got a force field disruptor right there. Nothing really that's going to cause me too much problem. Right, let's clear these guys off. We are going to take gears. We are going to take red alert. And we're going to take Grimlock. We're going to take blur because this is quite a linear base and blur is very satisfying to use in a line. Very satisfying. We are going to take Chromia. We're going to take Blaster, and we're going to take our 2 medics. We are going to take Megatronus. He's my pain absorber. So we've got a bit of gears, bit of red alert. We've got some high DPS bots. Blaster is probably my weakest in this, but we'll see. We'll see. This is for the 300. Let's do it. Boom. So, let's get Gears doing his business. We're going to position him right back here. And we are just going to start firing glass gas and rockets at that MDS. Let's see how it goes. Now he's almost certainly going to pop that outpost. That is a vector core enabled MDS right there. So that's come back to life, but will die again imminently. Ah, I've dropped red alert by accident. Fat fingers. Never mind. We're not going to drop Chromia just yet because we are going to rush Grimlock in there. Let's kick Blaster's Decepticons out. And then we are going to drop Chromia's ability down there. Gears is right back. Red alert I'm bringing back into the fold because he's gone far too far forward. That should have given everybody a bit of breathing space, but we are going to lose red alert because he's very squishy, even at general rank. Very, very squishy. I'm going to race Grimlock up here just to pop anything else, and I'm going to drop that Computron. Who is now going to stun everybody. Can you see that they're all focused in on Chromia? Chromia's special ability continues after you activate your combiner. So they will just all gather around like a bunch of lurking idiots looking at that special ability beacon. And you can just do pretty much what you like while they're doing that. So it's a great thing to drop Chromia's special ability just before you drop your binder. We're going to speed them up a bit with Wheeljack. So that's going to increase their DPS, it's going to increase their speed, but we are moving and grooving. Not much is going to stop them. We are going to throw out, we've got 20 ability points left. This is a good use of a battle boost, so I'm about to destroy some stuff up north. just to give me a few more points. I'm going to use the Arc's ability just to polish off that missile silo. We're going to fire the Cassetticons up, because who doesn't love using the Cassetticons? We're going to let Grimlock do his business. Let's zoom in down here to have a look at what's going on. Ah, they've decided to go and pop that outpost, which has got Deluge in it. Mega. Well done. What a bunch of dicks. There is just no telling, is there, what they'll do. Like, why? Why did you go and do that?
We all must die sometime.
Yeah. Right. Charge Grimlock over there for some reason. It's all going wrong. It's all going on. We're going to do this, but I've managed to cock it up royally. Let's hurry this along. Let's just throw Blur in here. Just to speed that up a bit. Right. Come on, you bunch of goofballs. Back up north with you. While Grimlock's, like, eating everything up here. And now I'm just going to throw everything at this. Just for fun. Well. 300 G1 Rockbots. Big salute to you guys. Thank you for the sport. Few moments there where I thought, yeah, I've cocked that up. But yeah, and I nearly did twice. So that's pretty much it for this week's stream. Big sorry to Twilight for not being able to get his stream out on my rig. I will make that happen for next time. Next week on Such Heroic Nonsense, I'm going to go through all the combiners at max level on playtest. For anybody out there who's thinking about, you know, which binder do I invest time in. So if you're an entry-level player, mid-level player who hasn't quite found their niche with binders just yet, next week is binder week. So come prepared for that. Like, subscribe, hit all the right buttons for YouTube, please. Gone from 0 to about 43 subscribers in about 3 weeks, and I'm very, very grateful for that. This might not be the ideal time to do this stream, so I might modify that slightly and push it a bit later so it's a bit more accessible to people from around the world, but we will see about that. Please tell everyone in your alliances about the show. You can come along to my Discord at Ultra Pittus, which is now very beefed out. We've got a cool little app called Moonblade, and she has access to a whole repository of bot stats and bot setups and information. You can talk to her about the meta and all sorts of things. Load of resources in there for mental health as well, and just building that up as a little supportive community for people who play the game and want to get better and grow a little bit. So, War Labs throughout the week, Trainbot Dino King event coming up at the weekend. Excited for that. Need to get my last couple of Trainbots. Very excited to get 5-star raiding. But I have been Ultra Pittus. This has been Such Heroic Nonsense and great fun. Thanks to everybody for viewing. I'll see you again next week. Big salute from me, and go away and leave me alone, would you? Thanks.